Big up, big up, big up, and welcome to Liverpool 12th Man Show. We are doing a player spotlight today, and also doing, the news, questions from you in the chat. Basically, we're an international break, and it's just time to just do a lot of talking about, what we're feeling about the team, what we're feeling about these players, what we're feeling about just in general, what you might be on your mind. So we're going to have a couple series, couple episodes like this that are going to be deemed to just highlight and bring up some of the things that we're engaging in the internet realm that we call YouTube and Twitter and the likes. But with us today, we also have the Irishman, and we're going to be joined possibly by JK and maybe even Alante if he has opportunity to join us. And I'd like to introduce you to the Irishman. Brian, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing very good. Thanks to everybody that was in last night. It was great fun. And
yes, that was awesome. That was awesome. Like I really, really can't say enough about how it's incredible how you get to really enjoy moments like that with friends and Reds. That's what it means. That's what it's all about. That's one of the reasons why we started this channel. So, excuse me. But I also we have some news and stuff that's going on. There was news out there that obviously we all know that Kwanzaa has signed a new deal. Ibu is on the verge of signing a new deal if he hasn't already, and it just hasn't been announced yet. I haven't seen the official announcement of what it is going to be, meaning what his deal is going to be. How do you feel about the Kwanzaa deal, Brian? It's a good deal. It locks down obviously a promising player for us, but is this basically, and this is my question too, there's two parts to this question. How do you feel about the deal in general? And do you think that this is Hughes' way of averting, as in he knows he hasn't gotten the three major deals that everyone is talking about done. So is it now, okay, well, he's just going to try to move on to other deals and get those deals done at least and concentrate on that? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, happy it's done. Just kind of good housekeeping, and probably done because even though it wasn't the easiest deal to get done time-wise, it was probably still the easiest one overall to get done. So probably, we'd like to see another one. That'll be Ibu, and then hopefully in a month's time, some of the more complicated deals we'll get news that VVD is signed, and then hopefully Trent, and then whatever happens with Mo. But yeah, I really just think it's a matter of the guy being new into the building and the guy just getting his feet under the table and can't just kind of click your fingers and get everybody around the table and sort of bang, 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 bang. There's 5 new contracts. What do you want? And we'll sign you up now. So probably, I think it was James Pierce was saying it, that one of the comments that was made around the Kwanzaa and Kanate deal being done was that their club are kind of very, very, very disappointed that they're in this scenario, that they've got key players in this situation, because for the club, the minimum should be 2 years. Once the player is they are getting very, very itchy. So they're a little bit shocked by the fact that this has been allowed to creep to where it is. But that's by the by. That's what it is. And now they just get what can be done. But yeah, I'd imagine it's probably because on a sliding scale, the negotiations are probably easiest with Kwanzaa, probably pretty straightforward with Ibu, and then progressively more difficult from Van Dijk through to possibly Trent. I think the Trent deal is going to be a hell of a lot more complicated and involved than, say, a Kwanzaa deal to get done. It's not going to be 1 or 2 meetings. It's probably going to be 50 different meetings and all of that to go with it. So hopefully that's just the way it works out, is that every couple of months now we'll get another one until next season, another new contract signed. But is that being overly optimistic? I don't know.
No, I don't think it is. That's why I asked the question, because like I did see an article talking about that maybe we are not necessarily giving up the white flag on getting these big or sending the white flag up to say that we're not going to sign these big names. Obviously, the three big players that everyone knows about that we're trying to sign, re-sign, or extend their deals at least. But it was an article basically talking about how maybe this was a little bit of a sign of saying, okay, well, if we all know where you stand on your tenets of what you want and what you want to get from the deal. And Hughes is saying, we understand where our line is, with what we want to do with our offers. And we're not obviously in the same place to have gotten these deals signed and taken care of. So maybe it's time for us to move on to the other business that has to have our full attention, and that is getting signatures like Ibu, getting signatures like Kwanzaa done, getting signatures like Diaz done. Diaz is a big name that somewhat has been overlooked, considering that he does have, I think he has like 2 years left on his deal or something like that. So, but it is a deal that, we don't want to be in this pressed position next year where there's only 1 year deal and you'll have a situation like
a lot of work. There's that contract's in tray for him. There's a lot in it. Yeah, right. Once you start digging into it, there's the three obvious boys, and now like you said, Diaz will be up soon, to that 2 year mark. Ibu, all of that. It's I'd imagine this, and if we look into it, there's probably one or two other guys that we've forgotten about that will only have 2 years left next year. So I think he's got a lot of work, and also like when you go in to talk to someone about your contract as a player, you don't want to go in and find out, oh, Michael Hughes isn't here today. You'll be talking to his assistant guy or something. He'll want to be able to devote enough time to all of those things. So it will be complicated and time consuming. And I just want to quickly say hello to everybody coming in the chat. I thought we'd been shadow banned or something. There was nobody here for like 5 minutes. I thought you didn't like the quiz or something. I don't think any notifications went out. But for a couple of minutes there was nobody here. So congratulations, Jimmy, for being the first person in and putting my mind at ease there. But like the guy, he's a busy man. When it comes to new contracts, I think he's going to be working 6-7 days a week now for the next few months.
Right.
Non-stop. Right. And that's not even talking about and that's not even bringing in new players.
Right.
That's not even involved in that. So yeah, good luck to him.
Yeah, there's work to do. He I guess I don't know if he's going to say. Do you think that Klopp and the administration that left the pieces that left Hughes a lot of work to do? As in, did they leave a messy house, I guess you could say, when leaving the Airbnb here, or did they set it up for him? Yeah,
I think what they've done is they've left the house in perfect condition, but they've left the front door open. The squad is in great condition. It's a really, really good squad, but Trent's, you know what I'm saying? That in player wise, no, there's good players there. It's a really strong squad, but a lot of the the kind of minor details, which are actually major details. Like I say, the front door's been left wide open, and Trent and DVD could be walking out of it. So I think they have, because I think Schmatka came in as a kind of almost like the way Endo came in as a kind of a short-term stopgap. Schmatka was like a short-term stopgap from Germany. Klopp knew him. It was kind of the same scenario, basically. I need someone for a short period of time. Schmaka knew he was on like an 18-month contract or something, or a year-long contract maybe. So
Right.
he wasn't planning for the future with Liverpool. That wasn't his job. His job was to get us through that little period that we were going through. So yeah, Schmaka's remit wasn't looking to the future with those guys. So yeah, I think it is a bit messy. Yeah, um, but only people behind the scenes will know just how bad that is.
Just how bad it is. Yeah, this is what they said. Like, as in, and I doubt they're going to really come out and like throw people under the bus. It's just not like the administration to do that. Edwards keeps a pretty tight ship when it comes to those things. But yeah, it's good. It's still good news though that they are working on the deals that need to get done. Obviously, we all know that the ones that are big deals that we need to get done, but I mean, there's still all the same deals to get done on the side of that. Hyler was saying how hearing the news about Konate contract is news to his ears. I'm certain that he feels the same about Kwanzaa's deal being addressed. And again, like I said, it is something like I do have a question for you guys too. Like, it is something to say when it comes to addressing the deals that are on the table. But I did have a question of what is, hypothetically speaking, underlining that bold type, hypothetically speaking, if Trent does want to, if Trent wants to leave, how much do you want to get back for him? What is the ideal? Like, as in, I know there's 1 year left, but what was the number? What is the number that would make you say, okay, Trent, thank you, appreciate you, and I'll allow for you to go on to what you deem as your future? And if you wanted to, what would be the contract offer, the highest number of that you would pay him to try to incentivize him to stay? That's the big question. What is your sell?
Well,
what is your sell price, and what is your please stay price?
Well, to come up with him, like if it's a hypothetical, we could say he has 3 years left on a contract, because in January there's very little you could ask for him. I mean, you could not,
Right.
when he has.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, we're hypothetically
Yeah,
saying, let's say he's what would have
he
been
signed
what
up
would
for
have
two
been the
more years.
price? So what would have been? Yeah.
For me to be happy to let Trent go, it would have to be three figures. It would have to be just north of 100, somewhere like that. It'd have to be like a world record, like not world record, but like a blockbuster type mega fee, a real Coutinho type job, rinse him for every penny you can get. But that won't be possible if he decides to move in January. And he says, that's not going to happen anyway. I don't see that happening. But yeah, it would have been that kind of, like Bonkers saying they're 110. I'd be, hoping for a little bit more maybe, but once in a lifetime kind of player. And then the money. What was the second? How much?
Yeah, how
would we
much
offer
would
him?
you? What would you say if you're in that same room? What does it say?
380.
Well, maybe this will make you change your mind. That kind
I'd
of
go
thing.
I'd go to 380.
380.
I'd go to 380. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty. That's he will be by far the highest paid defensive player in possibly the world.
I'd pay him more than Salah. I'd pay him. Because if we can pay Salah 350, I would. I know a lot of people want him gone. They don't think he's that good. They probably. But if you're talking about
save it for the we will be having a Trent Alexander-Arnold spotlight series too. Trust me on that one. That one's coming tomorrow. We could do that tomorrow if we wanted to, or Thursday, or whatever. Come up.
I'd give him Salah money. I'd give him Salah money.
Okay. What would you guys in the chat do? What would be your number in the chat? Like, what is the number? I see Bonker said 110 million is the ideal price that he would like to keep his, the value of what he sees Trent at. And it's interesting because then if you give me that number, we can see the difference in what it would mean to lose them on a free, or even if we do sell them for what this, I mean, we're not going to, but what is an absolutely embarrassing and insulting offer from Real Madrid that they're apparently working on offering. It's reported that it's going to be around 10 million or something like that, right? Which is just absolutely like,
They won't do that. Don't believe that if you read that, because Real Madrid will know that by offering us such an insulting offer, you're pointlessly spoiling relationships between clubs. That's a small time move, and they're not a small time club.
I would think that
Someone's made,
too. But
yeah,
didn't they do that
someone's
with
making
Euro?
that up.
Didn't they do something like similar with
No, they
Euro
didn't.
where
No,
like,
they put in an offer that they thought was a fair price for a kid with 1 year left, and they said we're not going any higher than that,
right?
and if not, then we'll come back for you in the free. Like, someone can always nitpick and say, oh, they did this and that, but look, speaking generally, okay, they're a
Mm-hmm.
big time club, and that's a small time thing to do. That just sounds like something someone made up on the internet, because 2 plus Carvajal injured plus Trent on a free equals Trent to Madrid in January. I mean, I could make that up myself. So I can't see them coming in and just spoiling. Like, don't ring us up and insult us by
You
doing
would
that.
think. You would think,
So
but I
again,
mean,
if we can speak at the end of January, I'm putting that down as utter trash in the bin. We can speak if they come in on the 1st of January and offer us 10 million for Trent. We can replay this, and I'll say I'm an idiot. But right now, I think it's a fake rumor.
yeah,
So
I,
I'm not
I
going to
don't
give it
think you
any
want to go
time.
that far because
Yeah.
I don't want you to say
No, I'm not going to give it any of my time. I'm just saying,
right.
I just think it's a fake rumor. I don't want to give it any of my time. But I just think if he leaves for them, it'll be in the summer. It won't be in January. But
Mm-hmm.
again, like, also sometimes what you have to add on to some of these things, people talk about English tax and all that, but there's also a bit of what would you call it, reputation protection.
Yeah,
Like, for a big club to have one of its best players taken, as it were, it stings. Now again, this would be if he was on a 3-4 year deal left.
right.
That isn't the case.
That's not the
But
case right now.
yeah,
Yeah.
other times when if a Madrid, like I say, he was locked down on a deal, wanted to come in, I'd want. I'm not saying he's worth 160, but what I'm saying is, if we can get 160, I want it, because for a player like that, you rinse every last penny out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do what we did with Michael Owen, and we give him away for 16 million and a Nunes,
Right. Right.
Antonio, that was worth
Mm-hmm. I
basically
get what
half
you're
a
saying.
million quid, maybe. You get Coutinho money. That's what you
Mm-hmm.
do. If they want to come and take your best player, you hype them up to be irreplaceable. So they come, they're like, okay, 142. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But
There are those out there that, and
I
they
have a
used to.
question for the chat. Can I ask the chat a question?
Sure. Sure.
Um, if Trent was to leave and go to Real Madrid on a free, on a scale of 1 to 10, 0 being not at all and 10 being completely, how damaged would his relationship with the fans be? So 0, not at all; 10, irredeemably damaged. How would people feel if he said, "I've had my time here, I've won everything. I want to go and start a new chapter and a new challenge, but sorry, the club isn't getting any money from me." So on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you think that will go? Oh, 2 10s already, right? Okay.
2 10s already. Hi, Lord Jimmy already get
Hey,
dropping tens.
yeah, 10, another 10, another 10. Okay.
Bernie
Three,
dropping a 10. The chapter
three for
dropping a
Trump.
3. I guess it's water under the bridge for him. 7 from MK Toe. Refer Life says he thinks it might be worse than Owen for some, but I would understand it personally. I'm gonna say something. I'm
going to
gonna say
call that a
something
6. I'm
that
going to
people
call
might
that a
not.
6. I'm going
Right.
for
I'm gonna
6.
say something that people might not expect me to say, especially since I'm normally the defense league for a lot of players. But I will say that there's no guarantee. excuse me. There's no guarantee that I understand. The people have their opinions about the administration, but there's absolutely no guarantee that Trent didn't somewhat present this option for himself so that he does have complete and utter responsibility of what his future holds for him. And why I'm saying that in this way.
Can you put that in a slightly clearer way?
Yes, I am. I'm gonna put it this way. I'll put it this way. So Trent understands. Well, Trent has seen other players leave on frees before. Obviously, he saw Mbappe and how he got his free transfer to Real Madrid. What I'm saying is there is already a narrative out there about FSG. I don't want to say those three letters, but I mean the FSG. And it is easy. It would be easy for him to place a lot of the light or a lot of the responsibility or even a lot of the blame to be put onto the FSG. Like as in he could slide out the back door type deal in this essence by allowing for FSG to take all of the blame, all of the criticism, and him still be able to hold on to possibly some of, not all, because obviously we're all going to have our opinions, but he could hold on to some of those that will just simply say, oh, it was all FSG. Trent's our golden boy. And that's what,
Well, no, I don't think that'd be the Trent Golden Boy Brigade or the Trent Fanboy Brigade or whatever. It's just those people that hate FSG, and a player like him leaving on a free is an obvious one. But the only party involved in someone like in a Trent getting down to day zero on his contract is Trent.
Yeah.
If he ends up with no time left and he ends up being able to walk on a free, that is 100% his decision. That was not a good club's decision. The club will not want to lose an asset like that. They will tie him up, his book value alone, his value to the club as an industry. But no, I'll just finish. Like for some of these people, that'll just be, if a meteor hit Anfield tomorrow, they blame FSG. So, it'd just be a great one for it. But to me, it's all on the player. If he decides to leave on a free, that'll be on him. He'll have to reconcile that with it. Because you saw it, the first three were 10s. First three people were 10, like as in completely broken. Not even a 9. Not even maybe he comes back in.
And that's why. Well, that's what I wanted to. So I mean, like, because there are, I did say we're going to do a Trent episode, so we will focus more on this because he's not the only only name in the news for us. But why I'm bringing that angle up, I guess, is because I'm seeing a lot of people have some visceral against Trent right now. They're definitely bringing up some opinions that if he leaves, or or some doing revisionary history and saying he's not a good defensive player, or he's not a good player, or he's not a generational talent. We can easily replace him. A lot of people are saying the likes. And what I want to get at, and again, this isn't a defense of the administration at all. It's just more so just speaking on the fact of what Brian said is true. It would be Trent's final call. Like, guys, and a lot of these players are taking the ability to run out their contracts knowing that they'll get the money somewhere, and being able to choose the place that you want to go is immensely incredible and could probably enhance your ability to get an even higher salary for yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
Because now this team doesn't have to spend the money to even get you. They could possibly apply some of those funds that they would have used for bringing you in towards your actual salary.
And you're signing on fee.
Right.
And they're huge now. They're huge now as well for these boys. Like, it's not, that's what we don't talk about sometimes in the free transfer. It used to be, to get a little signing on fee. Now some of these guys are getting signing on fees that are bigger than some transfer fee. Like, they're getting 15, 20 million pound. Like, so there's an article or video, I can't remember what it is, but it's about it's a recent trend in modern footballers for running down their contracts because they're prepared to take these risks these days, because they know Trent on a free can literally, as close to as nothing matters. He can name his price for himself. He can pretty much name his own wage.
Hmm.
It, it's an incredibly powerful position to be in.
It is a very, and
You know,
why I was making this again, this analogy is because something I haven't heard a lot of people bringing up, something that I haven't seen being even mentioned or introduced into a lot of the conversations. But it's very, very similar, and this is what I'll show why it's similar, because it's not a carbon copy, but it's very similar to what we spoke on with the Zubamendi, and that is something else that we're going to get into. That's the next subject that we're going to get into as well. But Zubamendi stayed with his parent club because of the bonds and obviously the pressure of the club saying how much, how important the player is to the club, and the likes and everything else. They made offers that obviously they haven't met so far. And why I'm saying is the comparison.
Don't forget the mountains. Don't
Yeah,
forget
look
the
at the
mountains.
mountains. Exactly. There's no mountains to look at.
Yeah, don't forget those mountains.
Yeah. But why I'm bringing up the Zubamendi comparison is that he did choose to stay with the club. The loyalty was there for the what it was with the club and the player. However, you still have to. Sometimes those loyalties can be immensely difficult roads to travel when you're trying to bring about getting a signature done, and that's what it's coming down to. This, yeah.
But look at it this way: Gerrard wanted to leave. He wanted to go to Chelsea because he wanted to win, and he knew there was a time on your career, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we won, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he thought he might win a league, and I think when you've got that kind of scenario of how can you leave a Stevie? If you leave, we'll never win a league. I think Trent has done all that. He's won everything there is to win.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a world where we're all humans. We're all different at the end of the day. There's a Trent in a parallel universe that never wants to leave Merseyside and wants to stay here till he's 32 and win as much as possible. And there's another Trent that has always wanted to win as much as he can with Liverpool and then go abroad and try and become, a great player at a big club like Real Madrid or Barcelona or whatever it might be. And that's always been his life plan. And if it is, then fair play to him. Go do it, It's just we don't know what's inside these players' heads, what their ambitions are, whether they have that, like, I just want to go and do something else. It's my life. I only have one career. You just don't know what's going on in the guy's head. Like I said, he could be a homebody, or he could be someone that's always wanted to have his dream career would be this, and this, and the next step is coming up and winning a European Cup with Real Madrid or AC Milan or Barcelona, whatever it might be. I just think we don't know what's going on inside the kid's head, and that's one of those things in the book. This is one of those book things. You're going to have to wait. It'll be interesting, like Trent's story of his last 6 months at Liverpool, what was going on, what was happening. But yeah, it's just when you don't know a player, it's hard. It's so hard to kind of go, oh, he should do this, he should do that. It's his life.
Oh, I get it. I mean, Hyler. I'm going to bring up your point too, Hyler, the other one, but Hyler's saying one other thing is if Trent wants a contract that is more expensive than Salah, I'm not sure that he's not sure that he wants him at the club. And he's saying why is because what is his motivation to be at Liverpool then? Like as in, and it's true, like as in, yes, get paid, get paid. Absolutely get paid. But you also have to keep in mind of like, what if you ask for such an extraordinary figure, you're going to impact not only the wage budget for yourself, but for every player. And for the team in general, you're going to limit what they can do with moves or bringing in or even holding on to players because of the enormous jump in salaries.
Hey, we're going to be sponsored by John Henry Burgers next year for 500 million. So don't worry about it. We're going to be cool. You're going to be cool.
Very true. Very true. Let me bring in JK. How you doing, JK?
All good, bro. All good.
Good. Um, I was going to say we have a bunch of comments from the chat right now. I'm going to definitely bring them in, and then I have another follow up as well that the panel and then you in the chat can also answer as well. But let me bring in some of these comments that the panel was saying. Bernie's saying, what we know about their negotiations is nothing. They are at least 50 steps ahead of us in the process. Most likely, Bernie, spot on. I mean, like, we don't know where, so many people are like talking about how, oh, they haven't done this or haven't done that. And I'm like, let's be honest, I'm sure they've brought up, hey, let's talk about this, or what is it that you want? They have some ideas as to what they want from each and all those players. Because if you did hear it, Virgil and Salah might have said, "Oh, we haven't been speaking or we haven't been talking." But Trent noticeably has never said that. He's never said that he hasn't been approached. He's never said that they haven't spoken or at all. That's something he's never said. Let's see. Red for Life says he thinks it would be worse than Owen for some, but he would understand it personally. I think it's worse than Owen because Owen and maybe even McManaman, like, as in, it's already been done. So like, it's not like there's no history of it being done before. So he knows what and how the reaction would be. And even though Owen, I don't know, I think it might not be worse in that Owen did go to Real Madrid as well, but he ended up making he compounded that action by eventually going to Manchester United. That was like the final nail in the coffin for a lot of people for Owen. Let's see what else we have here. Robert says, why would Madrid extend Carvajal contract if they want Trent? I think because Real Madrid has the ability to not only recognize but appreciate the fact that Carvajal is a legend with Real Madrid. I think he is a certified, beloved player in Real Madrid, and that's why they're not going to turn their back on Carvajal with this injury, despite him having a major injury. I think they're still going to make a contract offer. Let's see. Rough for Life says, yeah, I would say maybe a 6 for me because only ever heard him say he wants to be captain of LFC. So it would feel like a bit of a betrayal to the club in that sense. Understood completely. Hyler also says, if Trent ends up as a sellout, as that's Hyler's words, by the way, as McManaman. He has a very good player. He was a very good player, as with Owen, but he has no big value amongst the fans. Who do you think? And there are so many good comments, so I'm going to make sure that I definitely bring a lot of these comments back up into the conversation. But who do you think this action? These are McManaman and Owen are two players that were certainly, the future, if not, valuable players to Liverpool before they end up going to Real Madrid. Whose path does he more emulate to you? JK, and then I'll ask the Irishman. Whose path does he, or I know you could possibly say he has his own unique path in itself, but I'm saying whose does it more shadow?
I quickly want to say, like, when I look at Gerrard at the time when he said he wanted to leave, it was like an indirect message to the fans, the club, like, put your hands in your pocket, give me some players that are worthy to play with me. In other words, he wanted to go to Chelsea. Why? They had big names there, world-class players in every position, where we didn't. So that was probably one reason. If Liverpool were putting their hands in their pocket in them days, I'm buying the top dogs like Chelsea would. Gerrard wouldn't even have a little thought process about that situation, you know. So for me, Trent, he's probably thinking we don't really spend. Look how long he's been on the scene. So he's thinking, you know what, our owners or our club is not really going par to par with Man City and say Real Madrid, player wise, you know. So that's one thing about the whole situation. I think if Trent was a Real Madrid player, okay, and he was born there, like he's born in Liverpool, he wouldn't even think about any other club. You know, Real Madrid probably the best team in the world. That's probably one reason, but he's not thinking about any other club. And I think sometimes I get a bit frustrated in the way automatically when a player in England sort of gets to the to be the top dog. Eden Hazard, for example, straight away he shipped off to Real Madrid for big dough. You know, that seems to happen quite a lot in history of football in England. They end up at Barca or they end up at Real Madrid. Don't always work out. For me, Hazard and Coutinho,
Okay.
you know. So, but for me, I don't think it resembles maybe Matt Manaman, you know, that type of thing. Let his contract run down and he went. So he probably like emulate him a little bit, I would say.
Okay. And I get the difference. I know Owen was a transfer and everything, but still, I get that part. But
yeah. Well, the problem is it's really hard because they're both, or all three, sorry, are all Liverpool product. They're all Liverpool boys. You know.
Right. Exactly. That's why I was bringing that up.
Yeah.
That's the
so
main.
yeah. So you can't say, oh well, it's worse for Trent because he's a Scouser. You know, Mano's a Scouser.
Yes,
Owen.
exactly.
Like the only thing I'd say about Owen, and also because you see a lot of the comments that people are making about things that were said afterwards, especially like Torres, who made some ill-advised comments when he went to Chelsea.
Yeah.
About
all I would say and everything.
All I would say, like all I say about that is that to me has always been a lesson I took pretty early. In never ever just go and outright assume that players who play for Liverpool love the club even half as much as you do. Because a lot of these boys, the moment there's a big check in front of them or a big move, they will leave. Not very, very. There are very few players who love the club as much as the fans do. Because most of them aren't Liverpool fans. You have a few in the team. But never, ever, even a Liverpool player like Owen, who people thought was going to stay here forever and be the biggest and bestest of all time, that just shows you if you fall too much into the trap of he's never going to leave Liverpool. Like these people, they're just humans. Humans players will break your heart if you let them, assuming that they always want to stay at your club. So these guys will look at new challenges. You know, like we look at like how could he possibly consider thinking about maybe leaving Liverpool? It's like maybe he wants to go and play for Real Madrid. Maybe it's just as simple as that. It's something he'd like to do for a while. So it's all out on the table. You know, it's to me it would be more like McManaman. Yeah, it'd be. It's the fact he's leaving on a free though. That's what would stick in most people's throats. Is like, well, if he signs a new deal, you know, no one's going to say, "Oh, fair enough. Well, we'll give you 100 million." It's it's just the way he does it. Even if he does leave on a free, if he does it in a really kind of respectful way or whatever way he wants to do it, then it'll be kind of the best version it can. But you know, McManaman isn't hated. Owen is hated because Owen is more hated because he went on to play for Man United, not because he went to join Real. We weren't happy at the time. But if you look back, I'll tell you, the majority of that was not hate about Michael Owen. It was hate about the fact that we weren't good enough to be able to keep Michael Owen. And that he was going to go to it's only later on with the passage of time, everyone hates Owen now because he's a weirdo. And the fact that he went to Man United, that's why he's super hated. McManaman isn't really despised or anything. People were really pissed off. They left, but he can walk. He can go to Anfield. He's not going to have eggs thrown at him. Judas.
No, he's not. He's not.
Cool,
but
you know,
he doesn't do himself. He doesn't do himself. That I know. JK and I spoke about this quite a bit.
But he's not a hated guy. He's a bit of a stupid commentator. But I mean,
you're right. I was going to say that he doesn't do himself any.
Yeah, he's one of the
graces. of like, you know, in the
No, but
commentary portion, because
I,
he's one of those guys. He's one of the you know, former Liverpool players that tend to be very not only critical, but almost some could say like kind of haterade style.
Like
Yeah.
Warnock,
You know?
another guy. You know Stephen Warnock? He was another guy.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard him?
but
Yeah.
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 Oh,
But
And
if you
sometimes
just,
Danny Murphy could be like that too. Sometimes, you know.
but I'll just put it this way: like Steve McManaman, right, can sit at a game at Anfield, and he's not going to get abuse shouted at him.
No.
You know, but Sol Campbell can't go to Tottenham. I know that's an
Oh well,
extreme,
yeah. That's
some players have left their clubs in a free
yeah.
on a really bad way. They
Yeah.
can't go back. So like
Yeah.
McManaman, yeah, some people they might just think he's a twat, but they don't hate the guy. It's just like,
Yeah.
you know, I've had a scare. That's why I was at a hospital. Oh, okay. Hey, Philip, I hope you're well, man. I hope you're well. You were
I
in
didn't see
hospital
that.
today.
I didn't see that. I'm still
No, it just popped up there. Yeah. Hope you're well,
Hey,
Philip.
bye,
Well, you're
man.
in the chat now. He's in the chat, so I'm sure it's all good. But yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, all the
Okay.
best, man. Get well soon.
Yeah, all the best, Philip. I just saw that.
Yeah, all the best.
Yeah, rest up and definitely, you know, recover. And you have all of our best wishes and thoughts and prayers. Yeah. I just thought that I can understand everyone's path is unique to their own.
Would you hate him? Would you hate him if you left on a free? Like, would you be outraged and like, or would you be in the shit happens camp, or would you be in the outrage camp? I'm not saying would you hate him, but I mean just. I'm not sure if you're laughing at something you're reading or so. I'm not asking you a trap. I don't know why you're laughing. It's not a trap question.
I'm laughing because I took my camera away.
No, I'm just wondering, would you be just as a quick and I'm not trying to tie you down to something. I'm just saying, would you be in the more look, it's cool shit happens camp, or bad move trend camp? What would you be?
I wouldn't be mad, I'd be disappointed. There's a difference. There's a difference. Like as in everyone's life is their own to live. Just as you spoke on earlier, you know, my attachment and my, you know, faith and belief and everything else in this team is as a fan. So it's going to be different than a player that is actually, you know, it's their career. So I can understand that. And I mean, like I've had players that I've had players that I've represented that have played on clubs that they've built some real rapport and real connections to, and then they moved on to another club, and it's not an easy process, especially when you've made, you know, roots and friends and the likes. But I mean, I would say I would just be disappointed because there's so much that is connected to this individual that it'd be different if he didn't have an idea as to the importance and symbolism that is connected to him.
Oh, he'll know it's a bombshell.
And that's why it's like one of those situations where I'm like, I understand that you can go and make any decision that you personally want that's best for you, your family, all those concepts. But the thing about it is, we as Reds believe that we are a part of your family, that you are a part of our family, you know? And I think that's the biggest thing that hurts and makes you want to say you would be disappointed. I still would I'll always love my brothers and sisters, you know what I mean? But I'm not going to say that I can't be disappointed in their decisions. So that's what I would say.
I would just say, Hyler says, you may not hate him, and I think this will answer a lot of questions, right? He says, you may not hate him, but do you respect Steve McManaman? I have nothing but respect for Steve McManaman because he's had an incredible career. He was brilliant for us. He never did anything wrong while he was at our club. Basically, the only thing Steve McManaman ever did was leave Liverpool. That's the only reason anyone could ever dislike him, because he decided to leave and go on and have a different... He didn't leave and go to Arsenal. He didn't even go to Chelsea. He went as far away as possible. And I have nothing but respect for him to be able to go and actually make it at Real Madrid, scored in, I think, 2 Champions League finals, Like he had a lot of players go there and they get swallowed up and spat back out and never heard of again. He went there and he made it. So, yes, personally, I do have a lot of respect for him. He's a massively underrated footballer. And I don't think he's ever done, bit of a twat on commentary. Who isn't these days? If that's a crime, lock him up, you know. Owen, it was the Man United.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You know, with the passage of time, you mellow. Like McManaman left Liverpool about 28 years ago. You know,
Yeah.
It didn't happen yesterday. You know, I think.
Yeah, but for me, I think in that way where I don't really respect him as a guy, because as a player, world class, like top player.
Yeah, as a player, yeah.
As a human, I don't really like him because of the way he seems to always sort of have a go at Liverpool when he's doing commentary. Like for me, a lot of people who come on TV who are ex-Liverpool players seem to have a little hate within themselves, hence why they're on TV. It's a bit of a coincidence, like, you know, Warnock, Danny Murphy.
No, he is. He's a miserable git. He is. I never. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but he's not like everyone could be miserable, bro. But he's a bit of a hater. Like Stephen Warnock, if you look at his demeanor when he's on TV, and what it is when you're from England, you realize soon enough when you see guys on TV talking football, in the way they're sort of what their agenda is or what their philosophy is of how Liverpool are or whatever it is. And a lot of them, even though they played for us and maybe even got clapped off by the fans on games and this and that, they have a little hate for Liverpool. Michael Owen, his problem was that he thought he was getting played too much at a young age. So he had that hate for Liverpool because of that. Steve McManaman, you were saying just a minute ago, Brian, that he's not really, he did any bad things off the pitch. He didn't do no embarrassing things while he was with us. No doubt. Yeah. So, but for me, it's like the bigger picture being he talks about us like we're Man United. You know, that's why I don't respect him as a person, as a guy, because for me, he made it at Liverpool. I don't think he even supports Liverpool, and that's the difference between all these guys. Owen, McManaman, no Liverpool fans. Trent is a Liverpool fan. Like, same as Gerrard, they're Liverpool fans, even though Gerrard wore an Everton top when he was young. But for me, Trent is the number one Liverpool guy. He's just a Liverpool guy, no connection to Everton, no connection to United, anyone. You know, he's just like Liverpool, born and bred. Hence why I'll be disappointed, as 12 would say, with the whole sort of situation where if he decides he wants to leave, I'll be more disappointed instead of I ain't gonna hate him, because I think football-wise he's probably one of the best players in the world on his day, you know. So, but I think I just got this funny feeling he will stay. I just got a funny feeling since a long time. And you was on about Salah and Virgil have said we haven't been talking this, that, and the other, but Trent hasn't said anything actually.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think
he hasn't, and that's. Yeah, I think that they have been in communication. I think it's just, I think Trent has the power right now, and he's not going. And I'm sure his whether it's his brother or whoever it is that is advising him, I'm sure they're like, this is a unique situation. As in if Klopp was here, then maybe it would have been a different story. Maybe there would have been an easier or more, an easier pathway towards him staying, but with Arne Slot, a lot of these players, whether it's Salah, whether it was VVD, whether it was even Trent, a lot and others as well, I think a lot of these players were going to have a certain amount of time where they're going to see how and what this transition was going to be like, because you got to recognize the fact that most of these players have only known one coach when it comes to Liverpool, at least, and now there is a new sheriff in town, I guess you call it, right? And go ahead, Brian.
Well, you've got Mac, Dom, Grav, Gakpo only had 1 year on the clock, so they shouldn't have a problem. I get definitely Andy, Verge, Robbo, Mo, Jota, but there's still enough of a core there. I just wanted to ask JK a quick question because we're Liverpool fans, so we focus on Liverpool. And I'm not saying that these guys don't this, but do you not think? Because I think that the majority of pundits that are that I know most of these guys have played for multiple clubs, but say they're known for being a Chelsea player, an Arsenal player, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not think they're always the most critical? Because we only watch really Liverpool. Like Arsenal guys always going harder on Arsenal than they do on other teams. Man United pundits really go in hard on Man United. They're always slagging them off. I just think those are the kind of pundits that get the work in the media. Now, some of them may have kind of grudges or whatever, but the kind of ex-Liverpool player that comes on and is all happy clappy and says everything's great. Now, I know it's not as simple as that, but they always just tend to have the guys who are, like we talk about the Dutch guys all the time. Like if you want to get someone to criticize or even slag off a Dutch team or a Dutch player, get an ex-Dutch player because they'll be happy to do it. They go in 2-footed on them all the time. So I think maybe like if the guys that would be out there talking, oh, Liverpool are doing brilliant at the moment, they're great, every single week, they probably wouldn't get on Sky Sports.
Yeah.
So I think, but you're right. I think Danny Murphy, I just think is a very sad individual. I think he has sadness in him as a person. He doesn't. I think it's got nothing to do with Liverpool, but like Warnock, he probably thinks he didn't get a fair crack. He wasn't good enough to play for us. He barely got into
Yeah,
he was an average player, man. So some of these guys, he's lucky. Like Stephen Warnock. I'm sorry, mate. I'm really sorry, but you ain't commentating on these games if you've never played for Liverpool. We're giving you your media career.
Yeah.
So stop being a dick. If you only ever played for Sheffield Wednesday and Brighton, you're not commentating on shit, man. You're only getting these gigs because
Brian, you just smashed it. Right. Bang on, bro. Bang on. Exactly that. Be thankful that Liverpool gave you that stage.
Biting the horse. Talk about biting the horse that feeds.
Yeah. Simple.
Sometimes Murphy can be cool. Sometimes Murphy isn't. That's just all they're saying, KJ. I don't know. Sometimes
he looks like a man.
If you were to turn off the camera, obviously you would be able to hear him from his voice. But if you were to turn off the camera and just only be able to hear Keane or hear Neville speak or like those kinds of like commentators, you can tell that they or Rio, you can tell that they love Manchester United. You can just tell it. It's just simple.
Well, yeah,
they sometimes are critical of their team. Sometimes they're critical of the ownership. Sometimes they're critical of all the things that people want them to be critical of. I get that. And they can be.
They'll be critical of weak people. They will criticize people who they think might not be there in 5 months, but ask them to criticize someone who's like he still wears Alex Ferguson pajamas. This guy, you'll often see these guys, they'll focus in on someone who they think they know is unpopular with the fans and they think might be gone soon. They never go at the institution. They never go at the core of it. Like they dance around it and say, oh, that guy, he's no good. What, some 18-year-old you bought from your, it's easy. Throw that kid under the bus, But what about Bruno Fernandes? What about Harry Maguire? What about, Rashford?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's these guys, they're more I think ever since Sky Sports started doing that stuff on Twitter where they started clipping up commentator or pundits saying things and just started they've made an industry
right. They just take that one little sliver of what they said.
Yeah, and that's ruined it because all they want now is sound bites from people. Like all sound bites have always been a thing. I know that, but it's been turned up to 100 now. They don't want Monday night football used to be great, just 2 hours of guys talking about tactics, looking at a tactics board, even though it was, the two lads sometimes. But no, now they just want, basically, they saw TikTok coming. They want shorts, that's all they want. There's little clips that people can watch in 8-10 seconds and move on to something else because they don't have the attention span for anything more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are reasons why I was just saying that, like, commentator wise, McManaman is he's something. He could be something sometimes. Like it's one of those things that sometimes that a lot of there's plenty of former Manchester United players that are commentators, so you're not going to get always that greatest of opinions for the players that you enjoy seeing, or the commentary that you would like to hear being represented for those players that wear red, always are red. And it's often when I see Murphy or I see McManaman on stage, I'm just like, oh man, they're gonna, as Stevie Nicol sometimes falls into that category too. Here, on this side of the pond, I see him as like he's on, he's a regular on ESPN FC, and sometimes he can be good and cool, and a lot of times it seems like
human volcano.
Yeah.
You know what that is, bro?
Winds him up. There's someone behind that little chair winding him up.
Yeah, he's never got invited for like what do you call them, legend games? Like back in the days, like when he could run, probably. He wasn't ever sort of like ever came to Anfield like Stevie Nicol, whatever, and he probably got pissed off with that as well.
Right.
He went to the US early, didn't he? Like I think he's been in the US for a long time.
He was coaching.
Yeah. He went there like before it was MLS, or any of the relaunch kind of shit. He was there kind of. I don't know, like the way. I think
he might have played for a team here. I'm not positive though, but I know that he did.
Maybe there was he was one of those kind of early adopters or whatever, because there was always a few heads out there, and he went out there coaching and stuff. I suppose if you go and live in America and you like the weather, your kids get born there. He's got grandchildren here. His whole family's pretty much resettled to this part of the world. This is the only one of the only commentators I do like to see when I see him on, and that's Garcia. He's on ESPN FC too, and when he's on, I'm like, okay, cool. Well, maybe we'll get a fair shake.
Gary Gillespie the same, yeah.
Gary, is Gary Gillespie on ESPN? Is he?
Gillespie's on LFC channel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't mind him. He's
I like Gary Gillespie.
He's straightforward. He looks like he'd still go through you for
Yeah, he looks like Patrick Swayze a little bit.
He's a tough, kind of a forgotten player. Not many people remember Gary Gillespie playing for us. Yeah, I'm a KJ. I'm a big. I know a lot of people kind of hate him, but I'm a big Ali McCoy's fan. Yeah. He's just funny. He realizes, look, this is just fun, lads. Come on, have a bit of fun with it. Yeah. Like, don't take it so seriously. I know a lot of people hate him, but it's probably one of those things. It's probably like a comedian or something. Some people like him, some people don't. I just think he's good. I get, especially compared to the kind of the doom mongers, like the Warnocks. I think he has a bit of fun with it.
Bernie says Stevie Nicol loves us when we win and distance himself when we lose. He's fake. Wow. Yeah, well, I can understand that though. He's very he is
like
very like hot or cold when it comes to when we're winning, he's all about us, but when we're losing, all of a sudden he sounds a lot. He sometimes sounds like a lot
me. I never played for Liverpool. I used to play. I played for Blackburn. That must be a different Stevie.
Yeah, maybe he does. No, he does do something.
Yeah, but it's true what Brian was saying about when a player plays for a club, they have this sort of, they think automatically they have this right they can slag off the team. Like Man United old players, even Arsenal, Lee Dixon, Morrison, whoever. They all seem to think they have this right where they can do it. Yeah, it's true, Brian, what you were saying. And Steve Nicol, I think for him, I don't know, man. He was at the club for a long time, won a lot of things, So if he's thinking, you know what, I've got a right. I'm an old Liverpool player. I can do I can say what I want.
Yeah. I mean, Nicol is definitely a a club legend and someone that was part of some great teams. And he loves Liverpool. He loves Liverpool. I know he does love Liverpool. But sometimes sometimes he falls in line with the like you again, you could turn off the TV and you could think, are these just like rivals talking on Liverpool? Basically, that's
I was amazed because the first I hadn't seen Stevie Nicol, because like we're saying, he'd been in the States. I hadn't seen Stevie Nicol in any capacity on TV in probably 20 years until I don't know, the first time like a few years ago when I was trying to find live stream, dodgy live stream, and I end up getting the American channels, and the next thing you know, he pops up, and it's like, what the hell? It's like, he was on one, he was on one of his rants. It was like, Jesus Christ, is that what Stevie Nicol is like?
right.
And I get it, he's on TV, so it's his persona. It's not that it's fake, but it's your persona. So you turn yourself up to 11, as it were. And he stopped using that analogy. But it was just like, wow, he's crazy. Like he's really buying into the whole, American kind of, extravaganza football kind of thing. He was like all for it. I was like, wow, he's totally gone in on it. Like he's he's a bit of a nutcase. So I just remembered, Stevie Nicol, that guy that used to play at left back sometimes. And next thing you know, that's the next time I see him is when he's on ESPN. I was like, okay. Go Stevie Nicol.
Yeah. Big up to everyone joining us again. Got some good numbers in the house, and I want to make sure that I say hello to everyone out there, especially the Reds out there. If you're a rival, or if you're just, if you're lurking in the back as a rival or as a neutral, or hey, you don't have to be scared. You can join the conversation as well. Keep it civil. We are all people, we're all human beings, so we want to keep it civil. And we're not going to hold it against you that, you obviously represent some team that's not a great team like us. But all the same, it's cool to have you here. And it is even cooler to have Nalante joining us as well. Big up, Nalante.
Yes. Chat, good evening to you. God bless you all. Toph, Brian, JK.
Blessed on.
As I say, it's always a pleasure, never a chore. Always a pleasure, never a chore. I will say one quick thing before we go into topic. You guys take it away. You're doing a great job. This morning, man, I had a bad day at work. You know what it is, man.
Yeah.
It was the quiz yesterday. I was speaking to my coach. I was like, damn. I was like, I said, it's not my fault. It's got to be JK's fault. God damn it, JK let me down. I thought it's Brian, that damn Irish man. He stitched me up. No, I'm only joking. I'm only joking. I digress. But on a serious note, no, good to hear you guys in the chat. And yeah, let's get to it.
Let's get to it. Yes. The getting to it is this. So as everyone saw in the thumbnail, this is the topic that I wanted to bring up. I mentioned it yesterday. I do have something again. It's these player spotlights are going to be Fast and Furious without Vin Diesel, and it is what I wanted to talk about today. Is these two individuals? I'm asking for the real kings of the defense to please stand up and walk this way, whichever song you like, and that is VVD and Mr. Ibu. I wanted to bring this up because there's been a lot of talk about who is really the best center back pair in the league. I've had a lot of pushback by other people on a couple of different channels saying that even though they're great, they're not the best. I've even seen some of us Reds say that they think that Arsenal, they've been brainwashed into thinking that the Arsenal hold on to the best center back pairing in the league currently. But I am not one of those people, and I also, as always, I bring facts and stats with me, so to back up what I gotta say. Out there, I mean, we could all go, let's say, what do you want? Put a 1 in the chat if you think they are the best. Put a 2 if you think they're second best. Okay. But I wanted to ask the panel how you're feeling about our center back pairing, our defense, the place that we're at with these two being the centerpieces and having a very, very comparable centerpiece addition in Kwanzaa as being the alternative that can be rotated in and out of this center back pairing. Let's go to Lalante since he just joined us first, and then we'll go Irishman, and then we'll go to JK.
Yeah, 12, a nice segment. For once, I'll put my hands up with your stats and facts regarding both of them.
I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready to drop
I'll be looking forward to that. Right, I've got my notes down, so I'm writing down, just in case rival fans. Look, I'll put it like to this. Look, when Konate first came to the club, again, he had a good season, but he had a few, I know, like I said, I'm a realist, he had a few bozo moments, but again, our fan base was getting him up a bit too high, and I just wanted to just pull the temperatures down, but he had a good season. Champions League final, the cups, like I said, and again, probably the majority of you will disagree with me, so that's fair enough. But again, it's my opinion. It might be a little biased, but it's not just that. I've seen both of them live, and I don't think. Okay, right now probably, but I don't see if you gave, let's just say, Gomez or Kwanzaa a run of 10 games, I don't think there's yes, he's probably better than them, but I don't think it's like a clear landslide, but that's my opinion. But we'll get back to the focus. Look, Konate, 22, 23, the season where we were kind of dead, he had a few injuries and his form was lacking. I think everyone can understand that. And then obviously, last season he was again up and down, and then Kwanzaa came and Kwanzaa did what he did, and he had to hold bench, he had to hold the minute. And then in that precise time, Arsenal came up because, let's be honest, Saliba wasn't anywhere. And then obviously his form and Gabriel was bozo every other game. But, fair enough, they improved. And, obviously, and then obviously you got these Arsenal fans, gas fans, like what's his name? Is it good? No. Donut Lee, they call him, right? Donut Lee, the Arsenal fan, yeah. Saliba, the flip-flop, begging for us, twerking for Liverpool when we're winning, and then, but anyway, so you have that in and out, and then Saliba, everyone's saying that they were the best defense, and statistically, yes, maybe, okay, we can go there, and Saliba, a little bit better form than Konate, but look,
I don't know if you want to go there. I don't know if you want to go there.
No, listen.
Don't say before. Wait till I show the stats before.
Okay, I'm just saying. I'm just focusing on last season. So you could say you got to be honest in it. Yeah, last season. Yeah, Saliba was better than Konate. Partnership. Statistically, but it's just that I don't. Again, people saying they were clear, but I don't think it's that much different. It's just our form fluctuated, and we kind of clean up. But now, look at that, man! Real general, real gunman. DVD. What did they say yesterday? What do you want? You doubt me. You doubt me, brethren. You doubt me. You doubt the big dog. The big dog. The big cheese. You doubt me, yeah? What are you saying? What are you telling me now, innit? What are you telling me now, Felipe? Go to the back of the line. Yeah, and then Konate said, you know what?
Exactly.
You dropped me, boss. Kwanzaa probably said, you know what? Nah, man. He said, let me stop eating them French bagels or whatever he's doing. He said, let me get serious. And then, boy, that back to Konate, look, they're clear. They're clear. And in my opinion, just to end this before you guys all your points, I know I'm talking about VVD. For me personally, VVD is the best centre back in the Premiership history. That's my opinion. You know what I mean? That's my opinion. Yeah. And for Terry, he could do everything as a defender. And people say that, it's the era. And yes, it's not the Agueros. He did play against Aguero, the Shearers, those. That's not VVD. That's not VVD's fault. It is what it is. But he'll go into the era. I want, again, not us because us Liverpool fans. I want to tell me what is one thing that he can't do. Do you guys actually remember Oh no, I'm going on. I'm doing a monologue, but sorry. Do you guys remember? Remember when 18-19 when we beat Spurs 2-1 at Anfield? I remember Tottenham had an attack. Three, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you meant this time.
Uh,
I'm sorry. I thought you meant that time that you're talking about. But we can talk about the other time.
Yeah. Hey, 12. I let you deal with that. But if the chat, I think you remember in 12 JK Bright. Do you remember when we beat Spurs 2-1 at Anfield and they had the last minute attack and it's 3 against 1? Son, I can't remember the other 2 Spurs players. VVD was by himself, and that man, the intelligence of that man, tell me, like, what defender can do that 3 against 1 and he still mess it up? I mean, like I said, man, he's clear. He's the done-dunner. And Kanate is showing his head. You know what, Saliba? People saying that you're better than me. Hold that. So long may it continue, and let's see what happens this season.
Yeah.
Well said.
Irishman.
Well said.
You got to follow. Yeah, well said. Well said by Delonte. You got to follow that one up, I guess.
Well,
remember, I do have statistics to bring up. So,
I know you have.
Yeah,
so
you might.
Before we go into statistics, just just on defenders, like someone said, like when we're defending, we have 11 players. You know.
Oh yeah. Hyler said that. I saw that.
So, like we're defending and I've been saying this from the start of the season. Like I'd love to know what he's doing to make us much more solid and secure. So it's obviously we're less adventurous. We're not flying forward as much. So all those things would have to be taken into account if you're looking at like all those different factors, obviously. But like the stats will still be valid. But even without the stats, I don't watch it. I can't really stand to watch Arsenal, but I know what they've been doing. I know Gabriel is a threat. I know, like they bought Saliba. They bought him on a 4-year contract, I think, from Saint Etienne, and they sent him out on 3 years, 3 separate loans. Bordeaux, Marseille, 3 different teams, and everyone's like, "What's this Saliba guy?" Everyone's, "Oh, he's going to be brilliant," but they sent him out another loan. It's a real weird scenario with him. He's come back in, great player. They took their time, brought him in.
Yeah,
but I would need, like, as good as they are, I don't think that like they have the pairing that I like. I think you need that pairing. I think you need Silk and Steel. You need someone that's a Vidic and a Ferdinand. You need one Atari and a Carvalho. When you have that, it's perfect. And they have that blend with Saliba and Gabriel. Yeah, they're in the conversation right up, like someone said earlier on. They're in the conversation right up until the final point. And then it's just, to me, Liverpool, Virgil and Ibu win out. Just because I think a fully fit, I mean, Saliba has age on him, but we'll give him, like, a fully fit, informed Virgil is better than Saliba. And a fully fit and informed Ibu is better than, he doesn't have the goal threat Gabriel does. He should do. But physically, pace wise, everything, he's better than Gabriel as well. To me, I don't think there's anything really, just purely watching the two of them. Would I take their pair if I had to? But I'm not swapping ours for them.
Yeah. Philip saying, can't say Arsenal's pairing aren't the best. Maybe in the convo, though. In his opinion, Virgil van Dijk is still the best center back in the league, whether it's Ibu or Kwanzaa partnering him. Spot on, Philip. Spot on. What does yours say, JK?
I don't like Gabriel. His face just annoys me.
Okay.
He doesn't pass the face test, no?
Doesn't pass the face test. I got you.
That brother fails it. That's one thing. And I think what annoys me is that they...
Sorry, before I forget it, I have to say this before I forget it. We have to do a doesn't pass the face test 11.
Oh, yeah.
We have to do that.
We have to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to do that. Okay, sorry. Okay,
that's cool, bro. That'd be cool. Pickford's in goal anyway.
Yeah.
Now, I just feel that, when I think Arsenal, the only reason why they've sort of been on the scene the last 2 years is because of them two at the back.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't really want to say that, but it is like, for me, the main reason why they're doing pretty okay. I think they're pretty good defenders, you know, but as a pair, they do pretty well. But if I was, say, I don't know, a Man City manager, and I had to buy 2 centre backs, I'd rather buy our pair than those two, you know. It's not the bias, but in a weird sort of way, I prefer Saliba over Konate. I just think he's more of a steady sort of centre back.
Okay.
A bit like Virgil. So that's probably why Virgil works probably better with someone like who's like a Konate than he would with a Saliba. But if I had to choose one out of Konate and Saliba, I would say Saliba for me. But out the whole 4 of them, Virgil number 1 best centre back in the Premier League history. It makes John Terry look like a donkey, you know. So
Rio is the only one that can stand up to him, I think.
Yeah, and he's fought in Liverpool as well. And he's fought in Liverpool as well. Ferdinand.
Anyway, that's another
episode.
Show. Yeah.
Oh, okay, we've got Gabriel's partner Ferdinand at the back.
Yeah. That'd be an interesting one. Yeah. It'd be interesting to see.
No, I just thought it was funny, Jacob. When you're saying if I was Manchester City manager and I had to buy 2 centre halves, it's just like, yeah, you can probably just spend 200 million. You know, what would we do if we had to replace them? We wouldn't have 200 million to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, and I know what you're saying. Like I say, I like that kind of combination of a proactive defender like Ibu is, and a ball playing defender like Virgil. But if you had 2, like we did with Aronson and Hansen, you know, that can work too. But I just like that combination. And I think Ibu, physically, I would not want to be coming up against him. Gabriel's a bit more elbows and little kicks and trips. I'm not saying he can't be physical, but, you know, a tug on the shoulder kind of thing. Where Ibu, like we saw that guy, I think he basically just, like in the last game, he just kind of chested somebody off the pitch. He just kind of ran up to him, put his hand, made contact with his chest, and the guy just went off. He was just like, Ibu, just full man mountain mode, you know, like you're not even getting past.
Would you go as far as to say, maybe even, sorry to cut you off, I mean, I was just asking you, would you go as far as to say Gabriel has had a better year than Saliba? Would you go as far as to say that?
Yeah.
With the eye test.
Yeah, for the eye test, leaps and bounds for me. Gabriel, he's shown in the last 2 years, he's okay. You know, he's just come on in the last 2 years. He's come on the scene as a good centre back, and he scores goals as well. Okay. Set pieces, he's their main sort of guy now. You know, so
awful for Brazil, though. Awful.
Did you say same for you, Nalate?
Yeah. I guess he's improved. To be fair, he's been through. Hence, Arsenal there where they are. But just him and obviously the partnership with Saliba's have both come at the right time. So I guess I can't deny that.
Okay. And Irishman, would you hold the same opinion, or do you think otherwise?
I used to like him because you could pick him in the fantasy football for Arsenal, and they were always, you know, good for a clean sheet. You know, most times, you know, if you're going to get one, they're good things. But he always had that attacking threat. Gabriel would go through little spells where he might get 2 and 6 or something like that, but he'd always look like scoring. That I liked that about him. You know, he has real threat. But like I say, he's a real kind of master of the ways to play, like a little tug in the box and get a header. You know, I'm not surprised. Most people don't have fun for Brazil at the back these days. So. I think a great look. I don't like it, but I'm not going to say he's bad. I think he's a great footballer. Clearly, he is. As is Saliba. Yeah. Clearly, a brilliant footballer. But we've got 2 better, and that's all that matters. That's really all that matters.
Yeah.
Until we don't, we do. You know, get Kwanzaa could be the next VVD type, we're banking on that a bit. I wouldn't mind bringing in someone else just in case, but we're doing like we spoke at the beginning of the show before the lads were here. They are the two deals that have been done, Ibu and Kwanzaa. So that's your kind of, you're saying to those guys, we want you both here as part of this setup. So that's giving them confidence for the future.
Yeah.
But that seems like that is a part of it. That's clearly the idea.
True.
Where they see Kwanzaa going is into the first team.
Yeah, I did tell you guys I had some stats. So I will be bringing them up right now. Let me bring up these stats for you so that you can understand exactly why this year it is arguably the best performances we're seeing out of this pair right here. And I'll bring up this right here. So if you look at this stats, these are just the Premier League stats for 2024 and to 25, obviously the current season that we're talking about. Tackles won, you can see our Reds pair has a better percentage of percentage won, and that is both of them. And what they did in this stat comparison is highlight the number 1 and number 2 player in each of these categories. It's very rare that at least one of our players was not a top participant or one, at least number 1 or number 2 in either of these categories. Yeah, I know everyone running high. Definitely Trap Joe. Stats are coming. Duels won once again. You can see it's pretty impressive considering that the numbers.
If you have amazing eyesight.
Okay, I'll bring this up as the at full screen.
Yeah, that's way better. Yeah, that's way better.
If you look at the duels won again, Ibu winning a large percentage of the duels this year that he engages in, and also is practically double the amount, not completely double, obviously, but pretty much double the amount of duels won as Gabriel, for instance. Aerial duels won. Once again, that is not even close. These numbers are not even close. And this is something which is interesting because it's why I put an emphasis on I'd like to see us score more. I'd like to see us score especially more like Arsenal does from spot kicks, direct kicks or from free kicks. Because when you're looking at this or from corners especially, you can see that aerial duels won 73%, 86% of the aerial duels are won by both Virgil and Konate, as opposed to 52% for Saliba and 33% for Gabriel. Ball recoveries, once again, nearly double, if not double, the amount of ball recoveries per 90. Clearances. Gabriel does make a appearance as being the number 2 on the statistics here in clearances, but it's just barely above 0.7%, 0.07% over Konate in that number. But you look at the clearances that you see Virgil's 5.57 when it comes to his clearances per 90. Shots blocked. Now this is where again, Virgil tends to not be the one blocking a lot of shots, but however, him and Saliba both have that same kind of role when it comes to those cases. But that's why he has 0.13 and Saliba has 0.29. But again, Konate 0.79 and Gabriel throwing his body in front of the ball a lot at 1.71. These numbers, why I'm bringing them up, are because the numbers back these two guys as being the real kings of the defense this year, despite the fact of Arsenal is set up. And I think a lot of what you're seeing is Arsenal is set up to be defensive minded. I will admit that we have structured ourselves differently this year when it comes to our defense. It has quite often we have numbers back. We're not so far forward that we can't sometimes take on at least the counters that are trying to put on us. We can at least
we're not cavalier.
Yeah, not as cavalier. of an approach when it comes to defense.
Leaving
Certainly,
ourselves
that's a great word for it.
wide open.
Right.
You know, like why is Trent having a better season defensively? Because we're not vacating all kinds of space and stuff.
Yes.
I think if
I
you
would
look at
speak
those
more
stats,
on that,
though,
but I'm going to wait for the Trent episode.
Yeah, if you those stats, though, one thing that they will tell you is you can see which centre half is being targeted.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Slot talked about a game against Bournemouth when he said he was surprised because they were targeting Van Dijk, and he was talking about how they'd watch Bournemouth and they have a a particular way of targeting the other centre half, so they were surprised that they targeted Van Dijk. It's the same with the Arsenal. You can see who they're not trying to get past Saliba. They're not trying to get past Van Dijk. They're trying to get past Gabriel and Ibu. And Slot made the point after the game that maybe now if people who are watching our games, and he meant analysts, if they think that Ibu is the weak link in our defense, maybe now having watched that game, they might have to think differently. Was what he was saying. Yeah. It was like because Ibu dominated, and he was saying they probably didn't think he was that good or could handle the pressure. They thought, or we'll go to Virgil, you know, or it not Bournemouth, all the other games. No, they'll target Ibu, but he said maybe they'll look differently now. Maybe they'll try and target other areas. So. Ibu, I think, has to go down as if Gravenberch wasn't doing what Gravenberch is doing, everybody would be talking about how Ibu is one of the most improved players in the league, not just at Urkel.
Yep. You there? Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
For some reason, you got muted for some reason. Yeah, I didn't hear what you. Yeah. No, I'm not trying to. Yeah, there you go. There is. No, this is for JK's. When JK said, "No, sorry, yeah." I just we have a live feed coming. Apparently, I'm not sure if this is from France or if this is still from Liverpool, but we have a live feed for JK saying that he would take Saliba over Ibu. I think Ibu has side-eyeing you there.
Did you see? That's me. You know when? Did you see how we turned up for France international base? Did you see how we turned up there?
Yeah,
that like mask on.
Yeah, I showed it to Tom.
That was my face when I seen them pictures.
Can you put that up? Can you put that up? I don't know that picture. Can you put it up?
Nah. Let me see if I get it.
Yeah.
Shall I send it to you, 12?
Yeah, you can send it.
Send it to 12.
Present it too.
Oh,
You can present it too.
Yeah.
You just hit present, and I'll put it up for you. But yeah, Ibu. Ibu. Oh man, he's got a great. I love Ibu's character though. I mean, like I think he makes a good. He makes a good relation to bringing levity. It's very similar to Robbo, I think, in the locker room. Very important to have players like that. Not to the point of where they're like Sacco, you know, where they're just, you know, where they're basically undermining authority or undermining the foundational blocks that you have. But yeah, definitely great thing to have. Let's see if I can bring this up for you. Oh my goodness. What is that? Oh God. And maybe it's because of Halloween. Maybe because it's because of Halloween, maybe. I don't know. Wow. Okay, I'll show that one. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second to show that. Oh wow. If you have children watching this, please don't have them. I don't want them to have nightmares.
All that money and you've wasted. You're getting about 200 grand a week and all that money. You just, oh boy, that's mad.
Yeah. Wow. Cole Palmer just named Cole Palmer named England men's player of the year for 2023-2024. Interesting.
I didn't see the picture. Where's the picture gone?
I'm bringing it up. I got it. But I'm bringing it up.
I thought I'd missed it.
No.
Oh, I'm the only one who hasn't seen
I
it.
just had to open up. Open it up. All right. This is crazy. And he put it on his, and he had this on his actual, on his feed as well. Bring this up. Like I said, if you have kids, or easily, yeah.
What's he?
I have no idea what that is.
Now you understand. I pulled that face to Kanai what he was putting for me when I said Saliba. I think it's raining. Like it's raining. You know, that's the only thing I could say there.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
He probably got some face cream on. He don't want to get wet. You know,
yes.
the photo shoot or whatever. But that's just
£5,000 face cream.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm letting that rain ruin it, you know? There you go, bro. That's me. Yesterday after I seen that photo.
It's all good. We prefer to see this.
I like Kanati anyway. I think as a guy, he's a top guy. He's the type of guy you'd meet him anywhere in the world, and you would just talk to her and he'd be cool with you. He looks like that type of guy, if you know what I mean. And not a lot of footballers are like him. This season, what I like about him, he's kept his personality. He hasn't changed it. He ain't stroppy. He isn't moody or anything, but he's really disciplined on the pitch. So he's sort of separating it now. Like off the pitch, I can do what the hell I want. I can wear masks in a suit with a briefcase or whatever he's wearing.
I mean,
but on the pitch, he does his business. You know, that's just mad, that picture, you know.
Yeah, it's like if Gucci did The Hills Have Eyes, you know. I mean,
there you go. Yeah,
freaky looking, man.
You know. What's his name? Was it Batman? One of the latest Batmans? He was against, what's his name? That English actor.
He looks like the Scarecrow. Or not, or I think it's what it's called.
But I don't know what his name. Have a quick look.
In the Batman thing, he wore he's the guy from
I know the guy.
He's the Irishman. He's from
Cillian Murphy.
Yes, Cillian Murphy plays in
Played the Scarecrow.
Peaky Blinders.
Everyone knows him as Peaky Blinders now. Yeah, basically that guy, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But he
was in movies before that. He was in Batman. He was in He was in two Batmans actually. But yeah, these are the pictures.
Anyone seen the new Joker movie? I heard it's trash.
I have not seen the new Joker movie. I've not seen the Penguin yet. I heard the Penguin's pretty decent, but heard it. Yeah. We like these pictures of our duos much better. Much better. Scoring goals, preventing goals. Those are the pictures we like to see. And then eventually, hopefully, might be somewhat of a new cast behind them, but eventually we'd like to see this kind of picture as well.
One more would be nice before you left, wouldn't it? One more.
Something. Yeah.
It would be.
Yeah, but for me, when you look at the world centre backs, Virgil right now is probably the best centre back in the world. So for me, age isn't really a matter anymore for me in that way of like the guys over 30 are less Salim, you know. Virgil can play for another 3 years. Do you remember the Italian centre backs back in the days? They used to be playing really until they're old. Why? Because of the gear they play in. They play like a 2, switch it to 3rd maybe if needed. Very sort of laid back sort of centre back work. And that's so he's got a bit of class, you know. So Virgil's got class, hence why you don't need to waste a lot of energy. Hence why I think he can play another 3 years. Yeah.
Oh, this system is helping him.
Oh wow, I didn't know that too, by the way. That's super cool.
What's that? Oh, the Peaky Blinders
filming Peaky Blinders movie.
Yeah, they're doing it.
They're coming out with a movie, or is it just another season?
No, they're doing a movie. Yeah, they're doing a movie.
They're doing a movie. I got you.
Yeah, proper Birmingham.
Oh no, Bernie's saying I like to call him Farrell makes it. No, I was asking if anyone's seen Joker Folie à Deux. that one. I reckon Joker Penguin looks good. Yeah, I don't have the thing though, but yeah, I was just wondering about the Joker one. Yeah,
it looks pretty cool. That is. I haven't seen it yet, but yeah.
Yeah, there's been people that have liked it. I mean, the first one, like Marion was saying, was really good. I don't know. They went drastically different with the second one, I guess, because it included Lady Gaga. And, you know, they had like there's like musical parts. There's parts there.
Loads. There's loads of songs.
Gaga.
There's songs in it, but they don't. Apparently, the songs actually don't have anything to do really with the movie. They just like it stops and then there's a song, and it's not like a musical bit that has plot in it.
No.
Apparently, it just stops and it is really weird songs, and then the movie just starts again. Because apparently, the songs are basically things that he's imagining in his head, so they have nothing to do with the film. They're just a load of fucking weird songs. So cool.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't sound like my cup of Earl Grey, or.
Yeah, I'm asking Bernie a question because I love myself some Peaky Blinders.
A lot of it is filmed in other parts of the world, though. In like, it's not filmed where it's supposed to be. I know that, but
Birmingham.
Right.
Yeah, but I didn't think they filmed it in Liverpool. I know they filmed the movie in Liverpool. I'm just wondering, is some of the series filmed in Liverpool as well? Because I thought it was like
I don't know.
Burnley or something like that. Oh, not Burnley, but one of the other kind of towns. Because it must be hard to find those old-looking streets and buildings now. You know,
right? Exactly.
Torn down. So
and then to basically have to like shut down spots of wherever they're filming and have like, you know, older cars and have horses and you know and buggies and everything going around. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of sets like when I've been around the world and stuff, like people filming scenes from films and series and stuff like that. You know, I'm always trying to get in the background, but you won't be able to get seen. You know, but I've seen a lot of filming going around. It's mad how they organised it quickly. It's like one scene was in Germany and stuff, but then where there was a protest, they were protesting something. So what they did, put them in a little sort of square, and you think there's loads of them, but there's not really. It's like, you know, it was just a bit mad.
Yeah.
No, apparently it is. A lot of it is shot in the like hands up. Sorry if it isn't already obvious. I've never seen it. So, but Bernie's even saying
Peaky Blinders. That's one of my favorite series.
Well, she's saying there are Peaky Blinders hotels in Liverpool there, Brian. So that's what you're going to do next time.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah, you can stay in a Peaky Blinders hotel.
It is very, very popular. Very, very popular.
Yeah, go watch a game and stay in a Peaky Blinders hotel in Liverpool.
Right.
There you go.
There you go. Well, I wanted to bring that up though, this player spotlight, because I know that there's going to be some forums out there that have never really wanted, much less will acknowledge that Virgil has made a return to the lofty peaks that he was able to call his own, and that is as the best defender, center half, center back in the league, in Europe, possibly, arguably in Europe, I would say, if not definitely in Europe. Is there another defender in Europe that you think is better than Virgil van Dijk? And you could take your red glasses off too. There'll be no I won't get Ibu out after you, or I won't bring Virgil out for you.
No, not for me. Like when you look at that guy at Bayern, Upamecano, the way he got skinned on Sunday against by a Frankfurt player.
Oh, he's awful. He's so.
He is awful. He's overrated. He's overrated. Like, how is he playing for Bayern Munich? Like, come on. Like,
I don't know, but I will say this. I will openly say that I personally, when they played together, the rating, Konate was not rated as highly as his partner.
Okay, crazy.
Yeah. I know Upamecano was the main one. I think we were linked with him as well.
Yeah,
he was highly rated, but I'm glad we went for Konate. I can't even.
Yeah, I prefer Konate over him.
I said that. Yeah,
that's just like Koulibaly. It's like during the era of Koulibaly too. He was very heavily ranked and rated. I think, unfortunately, he chose to make the move. I think maybe a year, if not two, too late.
Late, exactly, bro. I'm about to say the same. I think he wasted time at Napoli. Should have came earlier. Didn't do nothing at Chelsea really. Now he's gone. I don't know where he's playing now. So
last he was. I mean, I remember he was playing for Chelsea, but I think he's moved on from Chelsea, right?
He's in Saudi.
Or is he still at Chelsea?
He's in Saudi Arabia.
He's in Saudi.
Yeah.
Saudi.
Yeah, I could look. You could throw a few names in it, but like there'd be nobody that you could say, oh well, he's obviously, way better than Virgil.
Right.
But like I could, if you're talking about right now at the moment, if you're talking about over the last say 3 years, yeah, you could throw some names up there. Players who've had like really good like 2-year spells and stuff, but there'd be nobody that like I could say and you'd be like, oh yeah, I didn't think of him. Like Ruben Diaz when he came and he was at his best, was awesome for top quality player. Like Koulibaly at Napoli for a couple of seasons, even totally different to Virgil. I think Rudiger is incredible centre half, but yeah, none of these guys that you can put above him.
I hate to say it, but I do too.
Yeah, none of these guys are beating Virgil in a best centre half in the last few years competition. Absolutely not. Like even Diaz, him at his peak, awesome, but he's out then for 6 months or something like that. So they've all had their problems. I'm trying to think of someone else off the top of my head. Like there's a couple of good people.
It's difficult. I mean, some people might say
that you could put in a top. I mean, you could even put
Diaz
in a top
maybe,
three.
or
That's what I'm talking about when I'm saying Diaz. That's what I'm talking about when I'm saying Diaz. Yeah. Him. I mean, Bastoni. We talk a lot about him.
Bastoni.
They haven't done anything to show that they're up there with Virgil. They could be as talented as the next best guy, but to have that mentality and that aura again, that's like something when we're talking about like a Kwanzaa coming in. I put in the live chat there. We're not replacing Virgil. You don't replace a Virgil. You just don't. You get a new center half, but you don't replace him. So nobody should be thinking, oh, we can replace that guy, because you don't replace the intangible of someone like him. Like the only time you ever would be when we replaced Kevin Keegan with Kenny Dalglish. To replace Virgil would be to replace him with someone better. Like he's going to be one of our, like people are saying, like JK is saying, the best Premier League centre half. So when he goes, that's some big shoes to fill, but no one should have to fill them if you get what
There's huge,
You have to move on it, because he was a
Do you
one-off.
think that Ibu can fill those shoes?
No, I just think Virgil is a one-off with everything he brings around, the aura, all that.
Gotcha.
That stuff off the pitch, that his personality that makes him what he is. You can't. So we shouldn't look to replace that. We shouldn't be looking to the next person going, "Oh, he can't do what Van Dijk can do." Nobody can do what Van Dijk did. Van Dijk is Van Dijk. Maybe in 20 years we'll have another guy say, "Wow, that guy is actually the closest thing I've ever seen to Van Dijk." But like I said, when we sold Kevin Keegan, who was the best attacking player in Europe, went on to win 2 Ballon d'Or in a row. People are like, wow, for a world record fee, like how can Liverpool ever recover from that loss? Well, what did we do? We bought Kenny Dalglish. Now, that shit won't happen again. Like that would be like selling Virgil van Dijk and buying the next Paolo Maldini. That's not likely to happen. So when he goes, we need to be prepared for it. Like Ibu signed up, Kwanzaa signed up, but I would still like a top level addition to that roster, as it were.
Okay. JK, keep in mind Virgil's looking at you, so.
Oh, I see. I know. I'm looking. It's mesmerizing. I haven't taken my. God, yeah, I've been staring at him the whole time I was talking.
He heard someone mention his name, so he's like looking around the corner. You got something to say before I go out on this pitch?
He's like, JK, I heard what you said about Kanate.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, for me, if I'm starting my football career at a young age and I want to be a centre back, I'm just gonna image my game on this guy. Like for me, he's the closest thing I've seen to Alan Hansen. He's like when I look at John Terry and I look at Rio Ferdinand and all these type of guys, yeah, they're all top like defenders. Don't get me wrong, but Virgil van Dijk is like on a different sort of level to them guys. Proper smooth, never looks flustered, and gives the rest of the team a peace. You know. He's never sort of like when you look at some centre backs, they sort of make the rest of the team nervous in the way they're behaving, in the way they go into challenges, in the way they get yellow cards, red cards. Virgil, it doesn't do them type of things. Hence why for me he's the best centre back ever. So calm, like I can't like really calm. You know, like sometimes when you see a guy trying to take him on, in the way Virgil always seems to get back and get the ball, or the guy turns around and passes it back to someone else. He has this aura about him, and that is Virgil's sort of level. As soon as you go near the guy don't want to really take him on. That's what you call world class, top class, the best player ever was, you know.
Yeah. Whoops. Yeah, that's why.
The way I would say is, if you were to ask somebody who was being truthful, who the best centre half pairing, like in a two, in Premier League history is, as far as I'm concerned, the answer should be Rio Ferdinand and Virgil van Dijk, right? Because they could literally, both of them can do everything. The only thing will be, if you ask a Liverpool fan which of them is the best, we'll say VVD. The Man United fans will say Ferdinand. But I guarantee you, those Man United fans, if they're being real, would agree that VVD is the other one.
Rio will say he's the best.
Real. Oh, we all know it. Rio
he's the best. And then when it hooked up to a lie detector
I should play on my own.
Rio will say he's the best, but then when hooked up to a lie detector machine, the lie detector machine will say, that is a lie. You know Virgil is better than you.
Yeah. But I mean, like the comparisons are massive. Like Ferdinand broke the world transfer record for a defender twice in the space of 3 years. VVD broke the world transfer record for a defender. You know, they have so many comparisons to each other. You know, But that to me should be the top two if you're talking about, and then it's just where's your allegiance. You know.
Yeah, but I think there's going to be more, as you were saying, like United fans saying, Virgil's better than Rio. I don't think there'll be one Liverpool fan who would say Rio Ferdinand is better than Virgil van Dijk.
I would hope not.
Yeah, no, I don't think there would be, bro. I think there'll be a few Man United fans who'd be like, Virgil's better. Yeah.
But they both have them in there too. There's no arguments about that too. Yeah,
but like top two, probably them two, even though I don't really like Ferdinand, don't really rate him as a player. Yeah, he was good, but I don't know, for some reason. I don't know. And even John Terry, even them two guys there, you know, John Terry and then you got Vincent Kompany. Yeah. But Vincent Kompany was good, man. I think.
No, I got you. Vincent Kompany was good. Yeah, no, I'm seeing in the chat here. Let me bring up some of these comments here. Bernie says, yes, Neville said Rio was better than Verge, but Jamie said it was Verge. KJ said Rio has already said Virgil van Dijk is better than him. He said it on his podcast, apparently. I saw a special that they had where it was Rio and Virgil, and they tried to rate the five. I think they did the five. I think they only did Premier League, but they rated the 5 best center halves of all time in the Premier League. And
so 3 players that weren't them,
basically. Right. Well, no, Virgil didn't put himself in the top 5.
Oh, see, that's the guy there.
He didn't put himself in his 5. He just rated 5 players.
I bet Rio put himself in there, did he?
Put himself number one.
Yeah, then. See, that's the difference between Rio Ferdinand and Virgil. That's why, hence, I wouldn't want to put them together. Because that's the big Ben and Baron. Yeah.
That's not the only difference. I mean, Rio, that guy.
Let me see if I can. I might have the.
You tried to be Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
Do you remember that marking thing? Do you remember that Ashton Kutcher show where he used to like prank people off on hidden cameras and stuff? Like Rio Ferdinand started doing that. He used to call it murking, where he literally did that. He had a whole like hidden camera prank show. No, he did.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, he did that. He
That
said,
stupid show. You got murked. You got murked. You got murked, mate. You got murked.
Exactly. Like, what was that Ashton Kutcher show called? What was the Ashton
Punked.
Kutcher show?
Punked.
Yeah, it was basically
Yeah.
punked, but he called it murked, and instead of Ashton Kutcher, it was Rio Ferdinand. It was horrible.
Yeah,
It was
I remember that, bro. Yeah.
Exactly the same format, exactly the same shit. Hidden cameras, all them in the back laughing like idiots when they're. Oh man, it was so bad, that thing. He's always been an idiot, Ferdinand. He's always been an idiot, but classy baller.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking to see. I did a show. If you guys want to see this is from last year. Keep in mind, because I was definitely getting a little bit tapered by some people's opinions on our captain. But I did a show last year where I basically I brought up a lot of that or at least that podcast, the podcast that I saw, which was when Virgil was on and he was talking with Rio, and they were just coming up with their top fives. And it was interesting to see the top fives that they used too.
Well, if I could try and guess, if he didn't include himself, I would say that Virgil's top five was Rio, Terry, Vidic, Carvalho, and Yap Stam.
Okay.
I would guess that. I don't know.
Wait, say the five again, because I do remember some of the. I think I remember one or two. Go ahead, say it again.
John Terry, Rio Ferdinand,
right?
Nemanja Vidic.
Yes.
I know I'm forgetting somebody.
You said Yap Stam.
I know I said Yap Stam and I said Carvalho. They're the other two, but I know I'm forgetting somebody. I'll switch Yap Stam.
I don't think those two were in it.
No,
because he did have Virgil. He had Virgil.
Well,
Rio had Virgil in it. He had Virgil second.
No, I'm guessing.
Yeah. I don't know. Virgil.
I'm guessing VVD's five.
Oh, VVD's five. I got you.
Yeah, that's what.
Oh, yeah.
You've got wax in yours, dude. All right, listen.
I'm multitasking. I'm sorry.
I haven't seen it. Right, I haven't seen it. What I was going to say is, what I would guess is, without having seen it off the top of my head, because I knew he left himself out, that Virgil's VVD's five would be Rio, Vidic, Terry.
Company was in Virgil's too.
See, he's already given me the answers before I was about to guess. Yeah, okay, thanks. So I guess company. I'll guess company then. I've got that right because you just told me. So do you want to tell me the other one before I finish my guess, so I can get it right?
No. Go ahead.
No? Okay. And I guess Sam. I was probably going to guess he threw one at Hippia. Maybe he gave Sammy Hippia a nod. I don't know. But that's what I would have guessed.
I have the list. I do have the list. Yeah, I know. Do you guys want to take a stab at it before, or did you already see? You might have already seen it. So I'll just tell you the list here. So Rio's list was Rio, Vidic, Rio number one. This is from top to bottom. Rio number one, Vidic number two, Virgil number three, Stam number four, and John Terry number 5.
Terry 5. Yeah.
Virgil's 5 center backs were Rio, Vincent Kompany, Stam, Terry, and Hippia.
I kind of I named them all. At number 5. Yeah, I said Stam. I named them all in a roundabout. I didn't name Kompany, but that just shows you. And I genuinely don't think he was being, overly deferential or whatever. But Virgil van Dijk rates Rio Ferdinand as the best centre half in the Premier League era. So the guy could play, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, I think Stam is a fellow Dutchman, so he didn't. It wasn't like he was trying
That's
to
why I
hold
guess
any.
that's why I guess
Yeah.
Stam in my DVD list, because I thought he might give him a shout as a Dutchman, but he didn't. It was Rio that named Stam. But like I said, like if VVD comes out, and I'm not saying he was only saying that because he was meeting Rio, he would probably, if you asked him genuinely to put a list together, he would probably put Rio at the top. And this is VVD. This is a man that knows what he's talking about. And he says Rio is the best, I hate Rio Ferdinand, but I rate him. He was good.
Right.
He really was. Hoddle wanted to play him in midfield for England. Until it all went off the rails for Glenn Hoddle. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll put him in the list there for you. I don't. I remember because I did see that episode, and I was kind of like, some of the choices were interesting, but yeah, those are what they picked. But I like the fact that Virgil is humble enough to know that he's not going to put himself as number one like Rio did.
He didn't even put himself in the list, let alone number one. He
didn't put himself even in the list, and he's certainly better than I think he's certainly better than John Terry as a center half.
Like I was saying, if you asked him privately, he would still put Rio number one. But if you asked him privately, he would definitely have himself in that number 5. Right. He would definitely have himself. Yeah, he definitely knows he's in the top 5. I don't know who he'd take out. Stam or Hippia maybe. But there's no doubt he'd put himself in the top 5 privately, personally. But he's not going to be big-headed and say it on TV. And like somebody said, actually, they made a really good point earlier on. The reason VBD didn't put himself in the list is because he's still playing, and all the other players were retired players.
So some respect.
He was going to rate. He's saying, like, I'll rate my career against these guys when I finished, because they're finished. Like you can tell what they've won. Like I'll come back and say when I'm finished, I'll put myself up against these guys, which was a really respectful way of doing it. Like, because he was the only still current player like in their lists. None of the other guys that any of them mentioned were still playing. So it was a good way of getting out of it as well.
Yeah. We're coming up on the 2-hour mark here, about a couple minutes short of the end of the show here. So I wanted to be sure to give you guys your final thoughts in what we discussed today, or maybe your final thoughts of what is going on with your day. I don't know, whichever you like. It's your final thoughts. We'll go clockwise around and start with the Irishman, and then go JK, and then end with Malante, who has somewhat made this his own segment almost. Irishman.
Final. No, that was a great show. 2 hours flew by. Again, thanks for everybody coming in, because we definitely got no notifications sent out. I think it's a slap on the wrist from YouTube for doing a 4-hour live stream last night.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So, again, just I know there's not a lot happening. So, thanks for coming in, and we'll see you again tomorrow, hopefully.
Yeah. JK?
Nice one for the chat. The guys on the panel as well. 9 years ago today, Jurgen Klopp became Liverpool manager. That's why I got his picture on. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It feels like yesterday, remember that interview he gave? It just felt like it's only just a while back, 9 years, man. That's crazy. Crazy. But yeah, big up to Jurgen Klopp, man.
Okay. And Malante. Okay.
No, I said, no, you're right, man. Time, you're talking nearly a decade right there. You know, gone in a flash. But it was a good one, good times,
good times. Big time.
What I mess my brain is, time flies when you're having fun. That's
there you go.
We had fun.
Yeah.
How about for you, Malante? What is your final words or final thoughts?
Just before I go into my final thought 12, and what Brian J.K. was saying about Klopp, yeah, I think when the news happened, I think we all cited because he was a world-class manager at the time. I remember his press conference, I think we all do. He says, I'm not the special one, I'm the normal one. We will be believers, and boy, did he make us believe, regardless of ups and downs, to pull us in the position where we are now, regardless of what we think we could have done more. So, no. Big up JK for the salute. Salute to the Copmeister. Hopefully he's enjoying his sabbatical somewhere, lying in the beach, which he's well earned.
The other JK.
Indeed. Oh, right. That's good. Yes. That's good. Yeah. Right. Thank you very much, Bri. It's true. JK in the podcast, my colleague JK, it's the ex manager JK. Yeah, God, Mr. Klopp. I'll just put Mr. Klopp. Make it easy, yeah. JK, I just see you're famous, mate. Don't know how many times you're gonna be stopped in Germany, but there you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are again. Another day, another dollar. Hope you having a good day, working hard, grinding, whether you're in Germany, America, England, Ireland, wherever part of the world. God bless you all. And my final thought for today is we dare to dream. We dare to believe. We dare to hold on. Not just Liverpool Football Club, but us as individuals in life. Reach for that brass knuckle, reach for the stars, and we will get what's coming to us. To the victor, the spoils. I'm going to say it with chest now. Even though I don't think we're going to do it, but I'm going to say it with chest. This league is ours. This Premier League title is ours. This season is ours. And it starts with them scumbags in southwest London, the original oil merchants, Chelsea, October the 20th.
Boom. Boom.
That's where you're going to see the start of something special. I mean, digress, I'll take it other way, but we will be starting a session. So big up 12, big up Bri, big up the chats, big up JK. And as always, I just like to end, be safe, take care of each other. And until tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you adieu. God bless.
For sure, for sure. Yes, yes. Big up to Nolante. That's always a good one. Always a great episode when you're here with us in the chat. Appreciate every last one of you, especially like Brian said. If you didn't get a notification, we have to definitely make sure that YouTube understands that it's important that you do. So therefore, you logging in without the notification tells YouTube that you keep an eye on when we go, when it's a 7 o'clock hour, and also it keep in mind on when that you're looking for good entertainment or just good camaraderie with your Reds brethren. This is the place to be. So yes, big up to each and every one of you, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. We're gonna have Survivor Series tomorrow. We're also gonna do fantasy football updates tomorrow. It's the hump day of the week, so we're going to just go through a couple different little things, prep you guys on even the Trent episode that's going to be coming up later on. Got a couple of really good episodes that I'm really, really looking forward to including you guys on. So hopefully you'll be here with us. If you can, bring a friend, bring a foe, does not matter. You're always going to be in. Just be here. Yeah, exactly. As Brian's about that.
Just one quickly.
Yeah.
Aftermath to give the boys, right? We'll try one more, right? First player to shout it out, because we talked about him earlier on, right? Which Liverpool manager gave McManaman his debut?
Souness. No,
they tied it up.
Daglish.
No, you're right. You got it. You got it. Yeah, that's the quiz tied up. Yeah. No.
Oh, we won then.
I wanted to ask Kyler that earlier on because you were talking about McManaman. But I only saw today Souness gave McManaman, Fowler, and Owen all their debuts. So he did something good,
Yeah.
You know what it is as well, bro, quickly about the McManaman thing. Do you remember back in the days when we was at school or whatever, and there was always an argument, who's better, McManaman or Giggs? Or Lee Sharp? And we used to stick up for McManaman like he was our cousin or something, you know, like he's our cousin from London or Liverpool or whatever. Like we'd always be like, yeah, McManaman. Then when you hear him commentate on games, you're thinking this guy has no idea what all Liverpool fans did for him, like back in the days. That was one of the reasons why I was disappointed in McManaman.
Well,
fair.
Hopefully we'll have many memories to come with Trent and Virgil and Mo and the whole lot, you know, because I think that this team is a special team, much like the others before it. And I'm hoping that they can bring us some memories and certainly some silverware glory. So we always have that dream and that aspiration and that belief. And that's why you guys are here. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Big up to each everyone. We hope your days are great or ending great or beginning great. But we'll see you tomorrow. And as always, people, up the Reds, up the Reds. Talk to you guys tomorrow.